I decided to get the phone that, by all intents and purposes, wasn't the best option available. Let me explain to you what I mean. Now, when Apple mentioned the iPhone 17 lineup, I know I was going to get one of them. The question was, which one was I going to get? Was I going to get the base model, which, let's be honest, was the best upgrade out the entire bunch? Or was I going to go with the Pro, which is holding its crown as the heaviest of hitters of all iPhones and smartphones in general? I decided to go with the iPhone Air, which, by all intents and purposes, is not the best phone in the entire lineup. It's only better than the base in terms of processor and screen size, and it does not hold a candle to the Pros in general. So why did I go with the iPhone Air? Anytime a new iPhone comes out, the obvious choice is generally to get the most expensive one because it is the best one. Best cameras, best performance, best screen, best resale value, and actually best colors too, because that cosmic order is kind of dope. But in this instance, I do not believe the Pros are the best of the best across the table. And most people probably went out and was like, oh, give me the 17 Pro
Shut up and take my money.
if they had smaller hands, or give me the 17 Pro Max if they needed the extra screen real estate, which both are understandable choices. For me, I sat back and I watched the entire keynote and I thought to myself, that iPhone Air looks to answer an itch that I've been wanting Apple to scratch for a long time. And that's to do something different, something a bit more innovative. Get back to the roots of the company that used to innovate. The phone is razor thin, it's super light, etc. If you take that and you lay it on a table, and if you have another one, you put it side by side, you can see that Apple's working towards a foldable phone. And this was the first thought I had as soon as I saw it launched. I was like, oh yeah, the iPhone Fold is on the way. This is basically just half of the phone. We were actively seeing Apple take baby steps to produce the folding phone that a lot of Apple fans, myself included, I've been waiting for so long. That's when it kind of clicked to me that this year I want a new iPhone, but I don't want something that feels the same as it has every other year. And the Air does not feel like any other iPhone ever. Like, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it stupid, slow, however. It's an innovative piece of technology. Super thin, it's super powerful. Has the same Pro chip as the iPhone 17 Pro. Yes, it lacks more cameras. Yes, it only has one camera. Yes, that is a huge, huge downside to using the iPhone Air in addition to the battery. However, using that one camera, I've actually been able to cobble together some pretty good shots in my mind. And yeah, you can take a gander at these pictures and decide for yourself. Another caveat to using the iPhone Air is the battery life. Now, me personally, I'm at home 85 to 90% of the time because I work from home, I'm a student, and I have a 2-year-old. So I'm not really out running around a lot of the time anyway. So I'm on a stable Wi-Fi connection and I have a copious amount of plugs in my house to plug the iPhone Air up to if the battery ever starts getting a little too low for my taste. But I don't really struggle to keep my phones alive throughout the day because I'm not really doing anything other than some web browsing, some YouTube sessions, which sounds like it would hit the battery a lot. Not really when you're on a stable Wi-Fi connection. And I may play games, but nothing too crazy, like Monopoly Go, something like that. Or this new game I found called Hero. I really like it. It's fun for short bursts, so I'm not on it for 3 and 4 hours straight. I don't use my phones as gaming devices. I use them as devices that can game. There's a big difference. So yes, I was able to accept the individual camera, the one single camera that Apple's going to try to sell you as, they said like 3 or 4 camera. No, that's BS. It's not 3 or 4 cameras in one. It's one camera that happens to have a really high megapixel count. So when you zoom in 2x, you don't really lose much quality. And that's actually perfectly fine with me. I don't really do too much zooming anyway. If I need to, I'm probably able to just get closer to the subject. The photos look good. The video looks good. Everything looks good. So the real question is, who is this phone for? And a lot of reviewers will sit there and be like, oh, this phone is for XYZ. You should get this phone if you do this. You should get this phone if you do that. But all their suggestions are usually tied to the specifications. Don't get this phone if you need to be able to zoom. Get this phone if you're okay with only one camera. Get this phone if you're okay without being able to go through it the full day. Don't get this phone if you need to be able to go for 10, 12 hours straight. It's always tied to the technical aspect. Me, I'm attached to a feel. And the feel is this feels futuristic. And that's what I wanted. So if you're a person who has been looking at previous iPhones, the 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, and the 12 is the one that started this current design, this the boxy design. And yes, all the 17s look different from previous generations, but none of them look as different as the iPhone Air. None of them feel as different as the iPhone Air. The iPhone Air is light. It feels good in the hand. Yes, copious amount of downsides. I understand, but me personally, for once, I wanted something that was more artistic. Then when I picked it up, it could wow me. Kind of the same way I feel whenever I pick up a folding phone, like my Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Anytime I pick that up, even after a year, I still say, wow, this is dope because it's not the norm. And that's what the iPhone Air is, and that's who it's for. For people who want something outside of the box, outside of the norm, that feels different from your other iPhones of previous past, but that can do everything that they did, except for 5x optical zoom. Minus that, it's doing 90% of what the pros can do. It doesn't have vapor cooling. Unfortunately, I do wish it did because it does overheat a little bit. However, it still has the Pro chip in it. That's why I decided to say bump the 17 Pro this year and went directly for the Air. Did it sell the most? No. We all knew it wasn't going to outsell the Pro. Did we expect it to be a sales success? No. We saw what happened with the Edge. No one expected this phone to be a sales success. However, it did hit exactly what I expected. And that was for Apple to show they still have the ability to build something that feels good in their hand and brings wonderment and a feel of magic to the people who purchase it. It's just my opinion. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you on the next one.